7 a.m. on our Friday morning. This morning, Chaz Health is establishing a new COVID-19 vaccination clinic in the heart of Spokane, when the new clinic at Gonzaga opens, and how to sign up for an appointment.
Plus, Governor Jay Inslee has once again made changes to the state's reopening plan.
It kind of illustrates exactly the point that we were making from the beginning.
We'll tell you where that leaves us and why some business owners see the change as a good thing.
Next month, Washington could get a big boost to its COVID-19 vaccine supply. Washington leaders say they're ready.
And we're taking you outside as the sun comes up across the inland northwest. Temps around freezing, but we are set to climb again today.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, pretty safe to say it's an understatement that the roads were bad yesterday. A trooper for the Eastern Washington region tweeted out this picture showing the crashes from his perspective, and he said, "Too many crashes on the screen. Hashtag slow down." He even tweeted out a poll asking people how many crashes they think were reported in Spokane County. Most people replied with too many. I think that's pretty safe to agree, Jen.
I think you're absolutely right. Of course, we warned you about the snow yesterday. Jeremy Legoo tracked that storm, and it arrived right on time, just as he forecast. But Jeremy, you're outside this morning. What else are we looking at as we head into the weekend?
A robin! I literally see a robin. It's right there. Told you, meteorological spring arrives Monday, and that guy is just a few days early. Wow, he is a fat, plump kind of robin. Sorry, didn't mean to call you fat, not body shaming. I'm just observing that you are well fed. All right, outside right now. Temps hanging out right around 32 degrees. We've got clouds overhead and a couple of breaks in those clouds. And that's really the case across much of the inland northwest. You get out into the Columbia Basin and you got a little more sunshine. You head into Idaho and you got a little more cloud cover, and you even are squeezing out a little bit of snow areas off to the north. We are going to watch wind die down rather quick. Did you just see him right there behind me? You see him? Oh, he's right there on the edge. There he is. Oh, nice little robin. All right. Wind doesn't mention, I will do the weather. Here we go. Wind advisory in place for central and southern Washington, even down in the Palouse. And we are going to watch those wind gusts up near 45 miles per hour continue through this afternoon. In higher elevations, it's all about the snow. 2 to 4 inches in some of those valleys. You get up a little bit higher into the mountains, could be looking at 6 to 8 inches of fresh snow for you skiers and riders falling today. And throughout the day here in Spokane, temps climb. We are up in the low 40s, looking quite nice if you ask me. It's a mix of clouds and sun later on this afternoon, and it keeps showing this. We have those high lapse rates once again, and what I think winds up happening is we see some isolated showers later today, and those are really going to set up in kind of bands, so it depends. If it starts where you are, it continues. If it doesn't, you might miss out on that moisture altogether.
All right, Jeremy, thanks so much. Right now this morning, at least one person is hurt after a car slammed into a home on Spokane South Hill. Now, this all happened near 16th Avenue. Taking a live look now at the scene. This is actually video from earlier this morning. Here's what we know. One driver has non-life-threatening injuries. They were brought to a hospital for an injury to their leg. As of right now, no charges are pending, but police on scene tell us they're investigating for suspicion of drugs and alcohol. The good news, everybody in the house is okay, and we spoke to the homeowners about the frightening wake-up call.
I really feel bad, though. It's right underneath is where the Lego table is with all my grandkids' Legos. And it's just powdered glass, so it's going to be a total loss there. And I don't want to break the news to them that their Legos are out of commission forever.
Well, we will continue to keep you updated here on Up with KREM and on KREM.com.
Tim, thank you so much. 7:04 now. Well, this morning, the East region of Washington will remain in phase 2 of reopening, at least for the time being. Governor Jay Inslee says he's pausing the reopening plan.
In another change to Washington's reopening plan, the governor announced no more data will be published and there will be no more moving between phases. So that means the entire state will remain in phase 2 for the foreseeable future.
Now, initially, the state was going to access new COVID data, or assess it rather, every 2 weeks, and it would either advance or push back the region's reopening.
But Governor Inslee does say that the reason for this halt is because the current protocols are working. and that the huge spike we saw in early winter months has been effectively suppressed. You can see that consistent drop in our numbers in a graphic we're going to show you in just a second. There it is right there. As Inslee says, that is why Washington no longer needs such a dramatic contingency plan.
But under our current data trends and the progress we've made to knock down this third wave, they've told us that we don't need this really hair trigger circuit breaker, if you will.
Now, some restaurant owners say they feel vindicated, and that means more stability.
Governor Inslee said that it was safe for us to be open at 25%. That means that it is safe to dine in. Like I said, when we opened at 25%, it's a step in the right direction. But at 25%, we're still not bringing our full staff back.
As for that elusive phase 3, Inslee says they're working on figuring out what it might look like and that they could have an announcement in the next several weeks.
Now this week, mass vaccination sites in Washington hit a record for single-day vaccinations. Combined, they administered more than 5,000 vaccine doses.
After weather delays held up 90% of Washington's COVID-19 vaccine supply last week, we are now reportedly catching up. The state is also expecting a boost in vaccine supply across the state, as health leaders say we are ready for it. This week, the state was allocated 260,000 doses, and next week, we're expected to get 280,000 doses for an increase of 20,000.
Now, experts say the numbers do not meet the demand, but the outlook is looking much better. By mid-March, Washington could receive up to 310,000 doses per week. Now, that is for the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. This does not include potential doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Now, that is expected to receive emergency authorization today from the Food and Drug Administration. And this morning, part of the Gonzaga University campus is turning into a COVID-19 vaccination clinic. Zag alumna and journalist Dana Marie McNichol is joining us from campus right now to tell us more about the clinic. Hi, Dana Marie.
Hi, Jen. Good morning. Well, this brand new clinic will be right here behind me. It will be hosted by Chaz Health, not Gonzaga. So here's a little bit of information to break it down for you. It's going to start at 9 a.m. this morning and go until 5 p.m. tonight. The clinic will open until March 2nd. Patients can get vaccinated at Gonzaga's field house in the Martin Center or in the parking lot adjacent to the McCarthy Athletic Center and the law school. That's where I'm standing right now. Vaccines will be available for appointment only for those who are eligible under the state's phased vaccine distribution plan. That includes those 65 years or older. Chaz will be coordinated directly with their patients or scheduling their appointments. So Gonzaga leaders say they did apply through the state to become a point of distribution for the vaccine. They say extra traffic is expected to create congestion in the area of Trent, Cincinnati, and Hamilton. Those are the streets around the campus. The campus parking lots next to McCarthy Athletic Center and the law school will also be discouraged while the clinic is open because they are expecting up to 1,300 people visiting this vaccination site each day. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more busy. Reporting live in Spokane, I'm Dana Marie McNichol.
Of course, Dana Marie, you're back on the GU campus this morning. Your alma mater. What does that feel like?
You know, it feels good to be here and to know that they're part of the big plan and the effort to make everyone get vaccinated and feel safe. I know a lot of students are still on campus, and I'm sure they're welcoming the fact that, hey, we got to get everyone vaccinated here.
Pretty cool to see that Gonzaga volunteered to host that, or pitched it anyway. So, Dana Marie, thanks so much for that live report. Of course, we'll be tracking that story throughout the day. All right, 7:09 now, and this is a sign that Spokane is getting back to normal. A landmark is set to reopen to the public nearly 1 year after it closed. After the break, when you can take a spin on the Louvre Carousel.